got 150 injuries and then you're a shark and I don't fuck with you. So it's too much. What's up? What's happening? This is the big homie, the DFS Jerusalem, and you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Today, we are going to be taking a look back at last night's 5-game NBA slate, looking at what went right, what may have went wrong. As you can see, I am here at the barbershop, man. I am live with you from Icon Cuts, where this is my day job, man. I'm a barber. This is what I do. Love doing it. Have been doing it for quite some time. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the slate. Okay. So we're gonna go with our regular formatting of the show, and I've kind of shifted the focus just a touch in this show. I've kind of shifted the focus just a touch, and here is where we take some time and really get into the pricing across both sites. Okay. I cannot express this enough to you. The reason why these guys are priced where they are is because a certain value has been placed on them by the sites that's holding everybody's money. Okay, so we need to understand, since we don't have the formula, since we don't have the actual algorithm that DraftKings or FanDuel uses, in terms of their player pricing, the closest thing we can do is look at these two competitor sites and see how they feel about the same play, and then make a determination of who we agree with. Do we agree with DraftKings? Do we agree with FanDuel? Right? Or are we neutral? So that is what we do here in our first look podcast. Shout out to everyone inside of the YouTube VIP. Shout out to everybody that's gonna watch this later on iTunes, man. So in the house, man, we got G's up 90. What's up, big homie? We got Bill Buttiker, the big homie. We got Bagley 232. So, all the homies are in here, the usual suspects. Mike Lowry, good to see everybody in here. Let's go ahead and roll with our regular formatting of the show. Let's talk about our feature 4 players of the night. These are the 4 most talked about, tweeted about guys in the DFS sweatshop, in the Facebook VIP, and as well as on Twitter. We're going to start with a who dat, scoring all the motherfucking points. Garrett Temple. All right, 45 DraftKings points. Who dat? Scored all them points. 3.6 was the price on him. 40 minutes, 34 points, 2 boards, 5 assists, 4 3-point shots. Didn't get a steal, didn't get a block, only turned it over a couple times. This dude had a career game, and I'm talking a straight up career game. And it's funny because in my roster builds, a couple of times I had a couple of lineups where I was like, I was down to 3,800. I was down to 3,800. I had everybody that I wanted, and I was down to 3,800. And there was a few names. It was like Bryn Forbes. It was Bertans. Was like 3.7. I was like, look at Garrett Temple. He's cheap. I was like, man, George Hill is out. They're resting some guys. Garrett Temple may play 20, 25 minutes. That could be cool. Nah, I'll go Bryn Forbes. I'll go Bertans. And I looked at him and just did not pull the trigger, bro. And to be honest, and to really, put this in a proper context, a proper perspective, this probably doesn't happen if De'Aaron Fox does not get injured. And I think the only way I would have been on Temple if I was in on the De'Aaron Fox where I had like a Sacramento stack. And because I really didn't love De'Aaron Fox, I didn't stack Sacramento to the point to where I would have some exposure to Garrett Temple, and I also didn't have any exposure to De'Aaron Fox. So that definitely was tough. Was definitely tough for all of the De'Aaron Fox owners. So who dat scoring on points over there is the big homie Garrett Temple. Shout out to you, man. You went out and balled. The next guy I'm going to talk about is the how did I miss that play of the night. And this can only go to one person. You're going to see this recurring theme here. I just did not get the exposure I should have gotten to the Sacramento guys. Willie Cauley-Stein, 6.6K, goes out. Didn't even double-double, bro. He did this with blocks, points, and just straight hustle. Okay? 21 points, 9 boards, 4 assists, a steal, 5 blocks, only turned it over once. And this is in 33 minutes to play. Yo, this dude came. He came with it today. He was in consideration for being a heat check player tonight. dude went the fuck off. He went ham. So shout out to Willie Cauley-Stein, man. And I had no exposure. I think what happened to me was I was so entrenched in the LaMarcus Aldridge. I was so stuck on the LeBron James that I just didn't have the capital to pay for Willie Cauley-Stein. And you always want to have that late night hammer. And I think I invested too much in the studs in the early and the kind of mid-level guys in the late. Because you look at Willie Cauley-Stein at 6.6, you know, there's other places that I should have went. Well, I went other places and should have went there. So how did I miss that, man? Did not play it. And shout out to everybody that did have some exposure to Willie Cauley-Stein and the Sacramento Kings nonetheless. Next guy we're going to talk about is the Heat check play tonight. This can only go to one dude, and I feel like a proud dad right now. I really do. I feel like a proud dad because DeJounte Murray 10x'd on him. One of two guys to really go ham in 10x. Yo, DeJounte Murray went off in 30 minutes, 19 points, 10 boards, 3 assists, 7 steals, bro. 7 steals. Went off, man. Awesome game there. He did turn it over a few times, but 2 times he turned it over, right? He ran back and stole the ball from the guy who stole it from him. That's a nice little swing because you lose a point for a turnover on FanDuel, but you get 3 points for the steal. So those are pretty nice 2-point swings, man. Heat check goes out to DeJounte Murray, man. 49.5 DraftKings points in 30 minutes, 19, 10, and 3 assists to go with 7 steals. Shout out to you. And what I say I feel like a proud dad is because if you remember, in the beginning of the season, there was a few guys that I was gushing over. And it was Oladipo. I was like, yo, Vic Oladipo is going to be the man this year. I was like, DeJounte Murray, Dwight Howard. Like, those are the 3 dudes that I talked a lot about. Dwight Howard, DeJounte Murray, and so far, I've been 2 out of 3 because Dwight Howard's been killing it. So has Vic. And DeJounte Murray, man. See, the thing about him is, or the thing about San Antonio and Popovich, think about the young players that he just gives the keys to. Think about Popovich. Think about over the course of his career, the young guys, especially point guards or shooting guards, that he gives the keys to. Them motherfuckers be good. Kawhi, like, why? This is crazy. Why would you trade for Kawhi Leonard? That's crazy. George Hill is good, and he gives Kawhi the keys. And Kawhi is like one of the top 6 or 7 players in the league. Tony Parker at the time, this young guy. What are you doing? This guy's like 19. Pop? Why are you doing this? Well, Tony Parker's a Hall of Famer, right? Manu Ginobili, who's this dude from Colombia or Bogota? What the fuck is this? And he's damn near Hall of Famer, right? So when I heard through the grapevine that DeJounte Murray was kind of next up, he was next in line to be that guy that Pop really trusts, that's what put me on him. That's what put me on him the way it was. So shout out to DeJounte Murray, man. He is the Heat check player tonight. Now we must discuss that one motherfucker. If this thing allows me, there's a motherfucker we got to discuss. Let's get it in.
Snowflake, snowflake, little snowflake, little snowflake falling from the sky. Snowflake, snowflake, little snowflake, falling, 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 falling on my head.
Jaylen Brown. There's so many reasons why I'm about to get on your ass today. Many reasons why I'm going to get on your ass today. And I'm going to go category by category. 26 minutes. You played a lot. 9 points in them 26 minutes. 2 rebounds. 2 assists. 1 3-point shot. 1 steal. No blocks. I'm going to get on your ass today. Because, okay, and I'm going to take it easy on you a little bit, okay, Jaylen, because I actually kind of like you today. I love you to bounce back. The Celtics, they're on the second game of a 3-game West Coast swing, I believe. They play Golden State, and they do play tonight. They play the Clippers tonight. But, yo, you was a motherfucking snowflake, man. How do you get shown up, completely shown up by Kyle Kuzma? Me, I thought with Kyle Kuzma, would you go to LA, the young cats, the Brandon Ingram, like all of y'all are like the same cats, like all of y'all are like cool in the same realm. You, Brandon Ingram, like all of the young up and coming players, Boston Lakers. This is one of the oldest rivalries in NBA history. Like I was like, yo, the young cats are about to show out. We gonna see Kuzma go play well, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, like all these guys. And you are actually probably, I think, one of the better players out of all of them. And you fucked up. You were horrible. You were horrible. You were horrible last night. You's a motherfucking snowflake with your snowflake ass, and I'm not gonna roster your bitch ass again until tonight. Because I still like you. Jaylen, come on now. You're one of the better young players in the league. Get your shit together. Get your shit together. Now, let's go ahead and jump into the best portion of the show, where we actually go in, look at both sides from site to site, and take a look and comb over these games in as much detail as possible before later on at about 5:30 when we jump into the line drive, man. So let's go ahead and get it started, man. First thing we want to do is take a look at the games in its totality. But before we do that, man, let's just keep it real about what today is. You know what this means. Come on now. Let's go. Let's go. We're going to the 7-4. First game on the slate, we do have the Charlotte Hornets and the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans are coming to town. I really wish my wife would have loved me enough. Okay, I really wish my wife would have loved me enough to get me some tickets to this game, because these are some of my favorite young players. You got Boogie, you got Kimba. This is going to be a really nice game, But we got a couple of national televised games, a couple of natty tellies. Houston going to Dallas is one at 8 o'clock. It's going to be on ESPN. And then the late ESPN game is going to be the Boston Celtics. Jaylen Brown, thank you, playing again in the same arena, playing the Clippers. So come on, Jaylen, get your shit together. So let's go ahead and take a look at it, man. Jump into the slate. We got the Charlotte Hornets at the crib, defending home turf against the New Orleans Pelicans. Boogie is easily going to be one of the higher owned players on the slate from a DraftKings perspective. Now, he is 12.5 on FanDuel, so I don't foresee him being stupid high owned. But I think after that 100-point game, you see Boogie at around 11.6. I think that he's going to be heavily playable for people. For me, not so much. If you tell me that on a 9-game slate, I'm gonna get Boogie in the teenage percentage, maybe 18, 19, hopefully 20%. I am not gonna be playing. I'm not gonna pay 11.6. I think there's too many plays on this slate. I think there's too many plays on this slate to actually to put all of it on DeMarcus Cousins. And I believe the Boogie game from Monday, that wasn't a large slate, was it? It may have been a 6 or 7 game slate. Bill says maybe he's gonna be around 18%. And I pretty much agree with that. And you telling me that I can get Boogie's gonna be out there 18%, I can fade him and not play him. I think I'll be good with that. Bags, they say they're fading Boogie to play AD, and that makes a lot of sense, man. AD 10.8, I kind of like him in the spot. The only problem is Dwight Howard, pretty good rim protector. MKG, if he does play, he can harass Anthony Davis enough to where we don't see a career game from Anthony Davis. And last year's games against the Charlotte Hornets kind of different, because I think AD did go off last year against the Hornets, but that was without Dwight Howard. So that middle, man, I can see that middle be stupid clogged up, and that's gonna lead me to look toward some of the perimeter players in this game. And I'm gonna tell you a couple of guys that I really like. And if I had to play a big out of all these cats, I would play Dwight Howard for 8.2. I absolutely love Kimba at the crib. He is 8K. That's I have no problem with that. That's very solid. I think Nick Batum at 5.8 is a playable option. And one of my favorite plays from a second team off of the bench, 6-man type standpoint, is gonna be Jeremy Lamb. And I love Jeremy Lamb on FanDuel. Lamb on FanDuel is at 4.5. That might be like one of my favorite plays on the slate to save some salary. On the other side, you've got Drew Holiday at 7.5. I think he definitely bounces back in this spot from the lackluster performance he had the last game out where he played. He scored 30 points and played damn near 50 minutes. I don't really love Rondo. Eton Moore is going to be playable. We did say Anthony Davis could be a guy that we can look to. And Darius Miller, at 3.5. This dude, yo, look at Darius Miller. This dude is cheap as shit, and he has been getting minutes and actually playing pretty well. Last 3 games, 26, 24, 24 in his last 3 games. And I don't think this is like because of some injury or da-da-da. He just been getting minutes, bro. He been getting minutes. He been getting to it. Like they've been laying off of Rajon Rondo and letting Darius Miller play a lot with the second team. So that is definitely somebody to take a look at. Remember I said that, man. Darius Miller at 3.5 is somebody that you can take a look at. Next game we got is going to be the Utah Jazz going to Detroit to take on the Pistons. Donovan Mitchell 7.2. I just talked about this, how I just cannot play that cat. I need to see more, man. Yeah, Bagley says Moore is hella playable in that last game. Most definitely. Jameer is back too. I think he got 20 plus minutes last game. Yeah, good call. So we got Donovan Mitchell at 7.2, Rudy Gobert at 7.4. I would say Gobert will be playable, but will there be enough rebounds in this game to go around? Probably not. We're going to see Tobias Harris at 6.2, who I actually like. If I had to pick any guy from this, I'm going to look at Tobias Harris in his home road splits. I think Tobias Harris kind of gets it in at the crib. Let's take a look at that just to be sure. Take a look at that. Because I kind of like him here. 38, 24, 34, 42 in his last 4 games. Yes. Tobias Harris. Guy that I'm definitely on. I like Tobias Harris today. Reggie Jackson, he is out. You know that. Reggie Bullock is a game-time decision. Rodney Hood is a game-time decision on the Utah side. Rubio cheap at 5.1. That could be playable. Ish Smith is not that big of a defender. Derek Favors at 5.3 could definitely get it on against Tobias Harris. I kind of like that. Well, Derek Favors have more of an inside game. Tobias Harris has an outside game. I could see Derek Favors taking Tobias Harris on the low block and scoring, but I can also see Tobias Harris taking Derek Favors away from the basket and shooting a jump shot, putting the ball on the floor, getting past them. So I kind of like both of those guys. If I had to choose one in this particular spot, it would be Tobias Harris. Avery Bradley at 5.4. I think the defensive future for him is going to be there, especially if there's no Reggie Bullock. They're going to be using Avery Bradley to kind of cover that perimeter, play a little bit of a point guard as well whenever Ish Smith is going to be on the floor too. So I think Avery Bradley at 5.4 is definitely playable. And Rudy Gobert 7.4. I don't really love it. I don't love Drummond at 9.4. I don't love Donovan Mitchell. I think there's a lot of other places I can go in this spot. It really is. And if there's no Rodney Hood, Joe Ingles looks to get a bump in usage, I would suspect, and maybe Alec Burks at 3.7 could be a guy that definitely benefits. So only 4 targets here for me that I'm looking at in this game. Next game we got is going to be the Phoenix Suns going to Indiana to take on the Pacers. Actually, let's go ahead. Well, I want to go back and compare a couple of the prices just in the couple of games that we already looked at, okay? So we got just the Charlotte and New Orleans, right? Let's look at the pricing differences. Okay, AD 11.8, DeMarcus Cousins 12.5, big prices on them. Drew Holiday is only 300 more on FanDuel. I don't really love that. That's not a huge value. Etuan Moore is cheap, 4.8. That's a value we can use. Dwight Howard 9.2. That is very priced up. Kemba Walker is 400 more. Not a big discount you get on him. Nick Batum is 200 more at 6K. Look at Jeremy Lamb. Ooh, sitting there at 4.5. That's a big. I like that. That's big right there. Then you got going to Utah. I'm looking at the 4 targets that I had. Ricky Rubio at 4.9. He is cheaper. Rubio is cheaper on FanDuel than he is on DraftKings. That definitely screams value. Somebody that we must take a look at. Derek Favors 5.7. He's still fairly cheap. Drummond is 10.3. I can't get with that. Tobias Harris. Okay. See, this is FanDuel making a stand. Are you watching this? Tobias Harris was 6.2, I think, on DraftKings. So this is FanDuel making a stand, saying, look, Tobias Harris is a 7K player today. Tobias Harris will score 35 points. That's what it's telling you. That's what FanDuel is telling you. FanDuel is saying, yo, Tobias Harris is going to score 35 points today. And so that translates to what? 36, 37 DraftKings points. So that means that Tobias Harris is a guy that I am seriously considering. Avery Bradley is 5.2. He is a cheaper value than he is on DraftKings. That puts him in play here. Yo, this is come on, man. This is how we do this shit, bro. This is what it's about, being in the shop, man. This is what we do. All right, so then we got Phoenix and Indiana. We're gonna go back to DraftKings, then cross-reference with that FanDuel, the FanDuel pricing. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we got right off the bat, man, 216.5 point total. And the Phoenix Suns, they're a 7.5 point road dog here. We get the Pacers at the crib. Miles Turner as a game time decision. That dude could come back. 6.4 form if he does come back and sees his normal allotment of minutes could be very good. We know we love to target people against the Phoenix Suns. We love to target the Phoenix Suns whenever they come to town. So the one guy that looks very, very usable to me here, aside from Vic Oladipo, is going to be Thaddeus Young at 5.8. He looks usable. Maybe some Darren Collison at 6.1, even though I think Darren Collison way cheaper on FanDuel. That puts him definitely in play for me. Sabonis at 6.5. If Miles Turner is a game time decision all day and we don't know what's going on, and then you find out he's not going to play, but Domantas Sabonis plays, that is going to really kill it. Shout out to the homie Corey Green, man. Good to see you, bro. Kojo at 3.9 could be a usable play if you wanted to look for some value at the point guard position. On the other side, you got Devin Booker at 8.5. Priced up a little bit too much for me with Vic Oladipo defense. That's going to open the door some, I would say, for TJ Warren at 7K. I'm not fucking with Dragon Bender. Tyson Chandler at 4.4 could be playable, most definitely. And then you got Isaiah Cannon at 4.1, who could be a play you could use. Let's take a look at Isaiah Cannon over the last few games just to get a view of how well he's played. 21 against Milwaukee, 28 against Denver, 19. The minutes have been pretty solid. He's played 20 or more minutes in the last 6 games, so I definitely think he's somebody that you can consider, especially if you find out that he's going to be starting in this spot. So let's go ahead over to FanDuel, the same game, take a look at the targets that we do have. This is what it's all about, bro. This is what it's all about. Very good chop up this morning, man. We getting it in. Okay, so we got D-Book is 8.1 on FanDuel. They understand that Vic Oladipo defense means something, and that's gonna make me consider him on FanDuel. That is, I'm gonna consider Devin Booker on FanDuel because he's cheaper than he's on DraftKings. I am gonna consider him. TJ Warren, 7.1, blah. Ulis, Dragon Bender. Cannon is 3.8, so he is definitely in consideration on FanDuel. He is cheaper on FanDuel than he is on DraftKings. Cannon is definitely considerable. Depot 9.9. That's tough. Thaddeus Jones 6.2. Look at Collison, 5.4. Collison is cheaper on FanDuel than he is on DraftKings. That's definitely playable. Bojan, Sabonis, Lance 3.9. He is cheaper. Kojo is 4.5. So that does kind of give credence to me playing him some on DraftKings, where he's 3.9. The next game that we're going to be taking a look at is the Chicago Bulls going to Philadelphia. To take on the 76ers. A lot of stuff to go over here because so many people are out. We got Jared Bayless coming in, starting the day as a game time decision. We've got to take a look at morning walkthrough and then shoot around, see what happens. Redick is out. McConnell is out. Fultz is out. James Young is out. So who is going to play the guard position for this team? You're right. You're damn right. Ben Simmons is going to be playing, and he's 7.6. And now is the time, in my opinion, to play Ben Simmons. You've got Simmons. You got Embiid at 9.7, who we know. Think about this. You're going to have Ben Simmons. You're going to have Joel Embiid matched up against fucking Robin Lopez. That's barbecue chicken. That's if Shaq was here, Shaq would say that's barbecue chicken. So under 10. So you got Embiid under 10K at home plus matchup on the same slate where you've got Boogie and AD in Charlotte in not so awesome matchups where people are going to pick one or the other. People are going to be going Boogie, AD, you know what I'm saying? Embiid. I think Embiid is kind of the play today. And when I like Embiid, I like Ben Simmons because usually when they play, they can play well together. All right? Sark at 6'4". He's going to be playable to me. Robert Covington looks like he's going to be playable. Another guy that I really like today, if he gets to start, if Jared Bayless is out, is going to be Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot. I listened to a couple. I listened to a couple podcasts today, and nobody said anything about Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot. Like they were just talking about, oh yeah, you got Jerry Bayless, Justin Anderson. Oh yeah, he played a few minutes last game. Nobody said anything about Cabarrot, and I think that's the reason why we got to be taking a look at him. I really do. On the other side, Larry Marketing 6'7", he's going to be in play for us. Jerry and Grant at 5.8. If we don't see the homie, because he's still he's out. That could change throughout the day. So let's be clear. But if Chris Dunn is out, definitely you want to take a look at Jerry and Grant here. Justin Holiday at 5.7 can be a solid play. Yo, this is one of my favorite games on the slate right now. I kind of like this. Yo, shout out to DLN Sports, man. The cash line, that is the homie, man. That dude grew. He's grown, sweatshop grown, doing his own thing. Go check him out, man. Really solid shit, bro. Am I the only one that watches the live stream high as fuck? I be watching these shits feeling like Moby preaching the truth. Oh shit. Zach LaVine 5.3. The minutes are increasing on him. So I wouldn't have a big issue playing him. The minutes are increasing. Valentine, no, I don't like a lot of Chicago guys. Marketing, Holiday, Grant, maybe some Levine. But I think Philadelphia is where it's at today, bro. Philadelphia is where it's at today. I like Philly. This is a 219-point total with the Philadelphia 76ers a 5-point favorite here. Let's go look over on FanDuel and kind of look at the difference in prices, see what the sites are giving us in terms of the pricing. So we got look okay. So let's look at this. Okay? Now Joel Embiid on FanDuel is $11K. He's 9.7 on DraftKings. That's a $1,300 difference. Okay? Now what FanDuel is saying is Embiid is about to crush. They're making a statement. FanDuel is making a bold statement saying Embiid is going to score 55 points. Well, at 9.7 on DraftKings, 55 points on FanDuel will translate to damn near 60 easy on DraftKings, right? With your double bonuses, and this dude is a guy that has like 90-point upside. So by FanDuel pricing him up that high, that's telling me like he's right up there priced with the other cats. That's telling me he's a go. Then you got Ben Simmons, another guy. 8.7 is the price for him on FanDuel. I don't like pigeonholing him in that power forward spot. If I'm gonna play him, I would much rather play Ben Simmons on DraftKings, where I have the multi-position eligibility. So Ben Simmons is clearly in play. He is 1,100 more on FanDuel than he is on DraftKings. Anytime you got that $1,000 difference from a site, that's a site saying one way or the other, this dude is a fucking value. Like he's gonna ball. So I bet with FanDuel today on Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. I'm stacking that shit, bro. I am. Dario Saric 6.3. Of course, he's usable. Of course, we've got Laurie Marketing 6.7. Jerry Grant 6.3. Jerry Grant is priced up to 6.3. He is 500 more on FanDuel. That's about where he needs to be anyway. So I don't have a big fuss about that. And Zach LaVine is priced a little bit under the DraftKings price. He's 5.1, but he's 5.4, I believe, on DraftKings. That's gonna make him a usable play there, most definitely. This slate kind of lit. This slate is kind of lit. I like this. Next game, y'all, going to be the Toronto Raptors going to Atlanta to take on the Hawks. 214.5 point total. We've got the Toronto Raptors coming in with that swagger as the road favorite. DeMar DeRozan 8-3. Kyle Lowry 7-9. I think today is a Lowry DeRozan day. Can I play Lowry DeRozan with a little Embiid and Simmons in my coffee? Can I do that? I might be able to get that done. I like DeRozan. I like Lowry. I even think Jonas Valanciunas is in play at 5.5. Good, savvy veteran that should be able to do what he wants to do against that Atlanta front court. Dennis Schroeder at 6.8. Anytime you get Schroeder under 6K, under 7K, he could be in play. I'm gonna look at this, okay? I'm gonna take a look at this because if I can get the numbers on Schroeder at home under 7K and see how many times he's hit value. So this is him at home. The last time, against Portland, hit value, and Portland was very good against point guards. He hit value at home under 7K. Against Dallas, he put up 50 under 7K. Against Toronto, against Toronto last time, only put up 20.5, and he was 7K then. I'm not gonna play him then. History says you can't get jiggy with him. History says you can't get jiggy with him. All right, cool. They are right. CJ Miles, I kind of like him. People are talking about Serge Ibaka here, and let's take a look. What has Ibaka done for Atlanta against Atlanta lately? What has he done against Atlanta in the last game versus the Hawks? Let's take a look. 20, 25, 10, 25. Nah, I'm not a big fan of that. Nah. Bazemore 5.2. Taurean Prince, I think Taurean Prince is clearly playable at 4.8. That cheap of a price point on him, he's clearly playable. Ersan Ilyasova, I'd rather play Ilyasova over Ibaka. Ibaka is not a good defender at all, but he's cheap. Damn, Ibaka is 4.9. Yeah, he's in play. I'm trying not to play Ibaka, but I can't not ignore the value we're getting from him. This is a sneaky game, bro. People are not gonna want to play this game. In Atlanta, they may be able to defend home court well. I hate playing Ibaka. I hate playing that motherfucker. Let's go. I want to go see. Let's go see what FanDuel thinks about what some of these guys are gonna do. See, when we're not clear on a person, the other side to tell us. We got Lowry 7.9, cool. DeMar DeRozan 8.8. Both of those guys priced where they should be in terms of the cross site differences. Ibaka is 5.7. Okay, that's almost okay. Okay, so FanDuel thinks Ibaka is gonna play well. Valanciunas is priced 100 cheaper. I kind of like that, so I'll hit them up. Shooter 7.4. He is 700 more expensive. Bazemore 5.7. Taurean Prince 400 more. Ilyasova 1,200 more. Ilyasova 1,200 more. So that Atlanta is saying that FanDuel is saying they really like Ersan Ilyasova against Serge Ibaka, and I tend to agree with that. Ersan is the play at power forward from this game, in my opinion. Yeah, it's Ilyasova over Ibaka. It is, in my opinion, it is. Let's go back and check Ersan's price one more time. Let's go check it. Yeah, I'd rather play Ersan. I'd rather play Ilyasova. Yep. Ibaka at 4.9. Think about it, Mo. If you can get 30 plus, then things are looking good. Oh, most definitely. And we're gonna revisit this, bro. We're gonna get back in the line drive at 5:30, and we're gonna tear this shit down and build it back up. All right. So next we got Houston going to Dallas, and it's funny because Houston is only a 5.5 point favorite going into Dallas. 216.5 point total. We got Harden. We got James. Both of these. Okay, Harden 10.9. Chris Paul 9.5. We got 6.6 for Clint Capella, who I actually like here. Can definitely get behind him. We got Ryan Anderson on the road at 4.5. I think that is a usable play, most certainly. Eric Gordon at 5.6. Anytime you get Gordon that cheap, that's somebody that you can take a look at. It is. Anytime you got Eric Gordon that cheap, you can take a look at him. James Harden 10.9. Point guards against Dallas has been a thing. Harden is in play. For me, I don't want to play Chris Paul. I'd rather play Harden. I'd rather play Harden. Dennis Smith Jr. 6.5. Young man with a bounce. I would say he is playable here. He's a guy you can play. Harrison Barnes 6.7. I kind of like him. You get Wesley Matthews. We play shooting guards against the Houston Rockets. I think he is in play. If he gets hot, bro, that could be nice. Don't love much else from this one. Let's take a look over on FanDuel at the same game and see. Not yet on Harden, okay. But and see, I don't want to miss the James Harden game. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to miss that I'm James Harden game. So I am gonna have some exposure. Will I go ham with him? Probably not, but I'm gonna have some exposure. He's 11.5 on FanDuel. That means they think that he could be in a good spot. Chris Paul 10.1. Capella is 1,200 more than he is on DraftKings. So that definitely raises a red flag. Ryan Anderson cheaper on FanDuel than he is on DraftKings away in a spot where he could shoot the deep shot well enough to really separate himself. I kind of like that. I wish there was somebody hurt. Like I wish Okay, yeah, because knowing that you're going to get minutes from Nene, you're going to get minutes maybe from Tariq Black if they need it. You're going to get minutes from Bamute. You're going to get minutes from uh, Gerald Green. That does kind of curb my enthusiasm for Ryan Anderson. But at 4.1, I'm going to take a look. Uh, Dennis Smith Jr., 6'6". He is cheaper on FanDuel, so that means he is playable to me. Harrison Barnes, 7.1. Don't really love that. Wesley Matthews, 5.1. Dirk, 4.9. Blah, 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 blah. Let's move on. Next game we got, we're going to be is the San Antonio Spurs going to the grindhouse to take on the Memphis Grizzlies. Still some concerns we have. We know Conley is out. JaMychal Green is out. Chandler Parsons, James Ennis, all these guys are out. And then you've got Jarrell Martin as the game time decision, who I think should play. On the other side, you got Pau Gasol. Yo, this is crazy because San Antonio, yes, Nene has been balling. Yo, this is crazy because San Antonio, and coming from Corey Green, man, one of the homies, man, who always rocks with us, Law, #Law. He says attack Dallas at the point guard spot. So that means play James Harden or whoever else point guard you can. All right, so we got all of this. Look at this. LaMarcus Aldridge could sit. We could all get popped. The one guy that I do believe is going to play regardless of what is going to be DeJounte Murray. And we have seen, this team limit point guard production. But DeJounte Murray is such an athletic, long, lean guy. Priced down to 4.8. I think he's definitely somebody that we can consider. I think Danny Green should be out there for hella minutes, chasing around Tyreek Evans. He is priced down under 8K. Whenever that happens, you gotta look at Tyreek. Marc Gasol priced at 7.3. You gotta look at him. He's gonna be playing against his brother possibly, who is 6K. And if he does play today and they sit LaMarcus Aldridge, that's really gonna change it around. It really is. If I had to choose between Powell and Marc Gasol, I'm gonna choose Marc. He's at home. I'm going to choose Marc Gasol. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to have a lot of exposure to this game. Like I said, Danny Green, DeJounte Murray. If Paul Gasol is out, I think LaMarcus Aldridge is definitely in play. If Aldridge is out, I think that Powell is in play. If they both play, I'm not going to be a fan of either one. One of them have to sit in order for me to roster the other one. Tyreek and Marc Gasol, definitely players that I do like here. We look at, some guys over the bench too. You look at Mario Chalmers at 3.9, could see some minutes. We look at Wayne Selden at 4K. He could see some minutes. The problem is, I just do not. I'm just not completely in love with this game specifically. So let's go ahead, move on. Oh, actually, let's go and take a look on FanDuel, see if we get any huge differences in pricing. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. So Gasol 8.1, Tyreek 7.9, LaMarcus Aldridge 9.2, Murray is 5.2, Gasol is 6.1. So all of these prices are fairly similar. So Danny Green 4.5. All right. Then we've got Minnesota and Portland, which could be a really solid game, man. We look at this is a game we really need some news to. Like, we've got to get some information in terms of this game because Jimmy Butler sat out last time, but he could come back today, so we need to get some information on that. Jamal Crawford also is going to be a game time decision today. On the other side, everything looks pretty good. No CJ Wilcox, so it doesn't really matter. Towns 9.6 on DraftKings, big price tag on him. I like Nurk here. Nurk at 6.6 is kind of usable. I wouldn't have an issue there. I like Nurk. I think CJ McCollum at 6.7 could be a usable play. Dame Lillard at 8.9, a guy that I definitely like. Africa Mew at 5.2. I don't really love that one. On the other side, Jeff Teague at 6.3. I think he is usable. I really do. Jimmy Butler, if he does play at 9.3, I don't think I'm going to have much exposure to him there. Andrew Wiggins at 6.9 is just too expensive. If he doesn't play, then you just play Bielita. If you just play Bielita. If you don't get Jimmy Butler, just play Bielita, be done with it, especially on FanDuel. I think he's still cheap over there. I don't love a lot about this game, man. Is CJ? Yeah, I like CJ. But I love Nurk, though. Nurk is a really good player here at 6.6. I really like him. And I like the fact that Portland is at home in this game, too. Let's go over and take a look on FanDuel and see exactly how it all shapes up. Let's take a look. Towns is cheaper. He's 9.3. He's cheaper. And centers usually are. Jimmy Butler is cheaper. He's 9K. That's something to consider. Jeff Teague is cheaper at 6K. That's something to consider. Andrew Wiggins, considerably cheaper. 6.9 on DraftKings, 6.1 on FanDuel. That's something to behold. That's something to take a look at. Bielitsa 3.6. He's way cheaper. That's something to look at. Dame 9.4. McCollum 7.1. Nurk is 300 more. So, yeah. Then the last game on the slate is going to be the Boston Celtics going to Los Angeles to take on the Clippers. This is a game that we've got to consider here. This is the last game on the slate, the late night hammer joint. What are we going to be expecting from Boston in the second leg of a 3-game West Coast California swing? We got Kyrie at 8.6. Did not have a great game last night. Could bounce back here. I kind of like Kyrie. You hate to pay up for him. He just doesn't hit value very often, but I kind of like him in the spot. Jaylen Brown to bounce back. Please give me some of that Jaylen Brown. I like him. I like Jason Tatum as well at 5.6. Blake Griffin at 9K. One of my favorite plays across both sides. Really love him in this spot. I think that you just play Lou Williams at 8.1 here. I think you do. I think Lou Williams is definitely a guy that's in play. And Montrezl Harrell, I like him more on DraftKings than I do on FanDuel. He's a little bit cheaper on DraftKings. I like him more here. And I'm not going to have a ton of targets from this game, but these are the 6 targets that I do like from this game. Let's go ahead and look over, before we close out the show, let's go ahead and look over on FanDuel and see what the pricing differences is right before we close this thing out, man. Shout out to everybody for being here, man. Thank y'all so much. Kyrie cheaper on FanDuel, 8.2. Yes, that means something. Horford is much cheaper at 6.7, but I don't love him in this matchup. Of course, we got Brown and Tatum. Both of those cats are going to be cheaper. And then Blake, the same price across both sites. I love him anyway. And Lou Wills, 8.6. A little bit more expensive on FanDuel than he is on DraftKings. I think I might like him more on DraftKings than FanDuel. So there we go, man. We have looked at the slate in its entirety across both sites. Thank you all for joining me for another episode of the DFS Sweatshop in our player pricing show. Yo, if you want to get with me, it's very simple, man. You go to the website, bro. It is www.DFS Sweatshop. A couple ways to get into the shop. Very, very simple. I'm going to show you how to get into the shop, all right? You go to the website. It's DFS Sweatshop, www.dfssweatshop.com, right? Go to the website. There's going to be 2 options for 50 cents a day, half a cup of coffee, 2 punk-ass quarters. It gets you $15 a month, $14.99. It gets you full access month to month to the DFS Sweatshop. The other one, which is a little bit more cost-effective, is for $119.99. One solid flat payment. That's going to get you a full year of coverage from right now all the way to February or January of next year. That's going to take you through the rest of basketball, going to take you through baseball, all of that. So get in with us. Get in where you fit in, man. It's going to be a really nice time. Thank you all so much. Yo, the number one thing I want y'all to do, man, is to look out for each other, bro. That's what we do in the shop, all right? This is where we keep it real. We keep it